Welcome to Switch Comics. My name is Marco, and today I want to make an updated list of big Grail books that I want to pick up this year. Because I made a video in January, and I pretty much knocked off the entire list. I had 5 books that I picked out, and I got all of them except for one, which we'll talk about here in a second. Which all of them, I got my Spotlight 5 here, and then the rest of them are all off being graded at the moment. I actually, like I said, knocked off that list pretty quickly, and then there's just one that's been remaining. And then I decided, because yesterday was my birthday, and the topic of things that I want to pick up was on my mind, I guess. And because it's other people get you gifts, and that's cool, but the gifts that you get for yourself, you know exactly what you want. You know what I mean? So anyway, so I was just kind of thinking, I was like, yeah, I think it's about time I make another list of Grail books that I want to pick up. And I have different people, especially after, picking up my Journey into Mystery 83, I've had some people ask me, so what's next, So I decided, let's go ahead and get a definitive list. Now, granted, there are more books than this that I would like to pick up, but here's kind of a top 10, not in any particular order. There's some groupings and whatnot, but this isn't starting at number 10 or number 1 or anything. It's just 10 books that I really, really will pick up. Hopefully this year on at least some of them. Probably not all of them. I don't know. It's tough to say at this point. I don't think there's any way I'm going to pick up all these. This is a lot of books. I have 10 books to talk about today. Hopefully, like I said, we'll pick up some. I've tried to make last list super hard. And that's why I even threw in the Spotlight 5. I was like, yeah, that's going to take me a while or whatever. And I picked up that one pretty quickly, actually. So we'll see how this one goes. So we're going to go ahead and start off here with the one that I didn't pick up from the last list. Star Wars Clone Wars 1. First appearance of Ahsoka and also Captain Rex. This book has been seeing a lot of growth as Ahsoka popped up in The Mandalorian. And then, soon she'll be getting her own show. And this is one that I do want to pick up relatively quickly. And I'm the type of person that'll I don't know what I just said. I'm the type of person that would be happy with a 9.0, but I'm looking at prices for them, and it's honestly not that much difference between like a 9.0 and a 9.6. And a 9.8, obviously I wouldn't want to buy a 9.8. That's way too much money, and it's fine. So I don't know. I'm thinking 9.0 to 9.6 area. Anything in that area I'd be happy with. Now, granted, if I bought, a raw copy as well that I thought would grade somewhere in that range and got it graded, whatever it came back, I'd be fine with. But that is kind of something that I want to pick up. Not necessarily, not really an investment book, but I do think with the show coming up, it could get a lot more expensive. And, if it's a book I'm going to get anyway, might as well get it while it's potentially cheaper. And I do think this book also holds, not really a secret to it, but something that isn't discussed as much. Like I said, it is the first appearance of Captain Rex as well. And I think there's a strong possibility, that we have Tamora Morrison back as Boba Fett. Why not have him back as some of the clones, He could definitely come back as a old grizzled Rex, and that'd be, I think, a lot of fun. And could definitely, I would see probably even maybe being in the Ahsoka shows, where probably the character that Rex would connect to most. So that's a book that I definitely want to get and put up on my wall, and I probably need to do it before it just keeps climbing up and up and up. And then next on the list is Edge of Spider-Verse 2. So on my last list was Ultimate Fallout 4, and I did end up picking up that one. Which I do have the second print, which is behind my head. But I also did have a first print. Like I said, that one's getting graded. And sending that one off to get graded, because I've been holding onto it raw for a number of months now. And sending that one off to get graded, I was like, man, when I get that back, I really want Edge of Spider-Verse 2 to go next to it. So it's funny. Edge of Spider-Verse wasn't super on my radar, but knowing that that's going to be Ultimate Fallout 4 is going to be on the wall, I really, really want that Edge of Spider-Verse 2 to go next to it. So, and again, that's first appearance of Spider-Gwen. I don't know if I said that. But moving on to the next one, we have Avengers 48 which is the first appearance of Dane Whitman's Black Knight. I would absolutely, absolutely love the very, very first Black Knight. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful book. Extremely expensive and hard to find in any condition. Um, but I will happily settle for Dane Whitman's Black Knight. It's a great cover. I think it's an awesome book. I'm very excited to see what we get next with the Black Knight. I think the Black Knight's a very interesting character. I think having that kind of cursed object that allows you to do good but drains you and takes it out of you. It makes you go insane. I think it's just super fun, and I think the Black Knight's a really interesting character, and I can't wait to see what else we get from him. And this book, I'd really like to get at like a 5.0, something like that. I'd be happy with. I guess I didn't say on Edge of Spider-Verse that, and again, 9+ is kind of where I'm at on that one. But yeah, Avengers 48, a 5.0, it'd be fine with me. I have different, modern books I want a bit higher, obviously, and older books I'm happy accepting. Sometimes whatever, I'm happy accepting a 1.8 on certain things. So, and actually, going back to that Journey into Mystery, I think it would be absolutely cool to get Journey into Mystery 112, which is the first time Hulk and Thor fight, and it's a super fun cover, and it would look great on the side of there. And that book, I'd be happy, 3.0 to a 5.0, something like that. I think would be fine. And I guess I'll go ahead and just jump to the next one, because the next one is Silver Surfer 4. I don't know if it's the first time, but I know it's an iconic fight between Silver Surfer and Thor. And so I think if, I'd have to shift it around a little bit, but if I had Journey into Mystery 112 and then Silver Surfer 4 on both sides of my 83, that'd look really cool together. And I think that'd be a lot of fun. And also moving into Silver Surfer, and with Silver Surfer 4, these books, 3 to a 5, I'm happy. Talking about Silver Surfer, I don't know why, but I'm really on a surfer kick here lately, and I don't know what's caused it. I'm reading Silver Surfer Rebirth right now, and it's okay. It's not even like super amazing. I'm enjoying it, but it's not one of my favorite reads or nothing. It's a fine book. It's fun every time it comes out. And even I think the kick started before then. Just something in my brain is like, you want Silver Surfer. And I'm like, okay, I guess I want Silver Surfer, So moving on, I want Silver Surfer 3. Now this one is also a little bit of yes, I have the Silver Surfer kick going on, but also Mephisto's super cool. I nearly bought this book when it was pretty cheap before the hype from WandaVision. I was like, just because it's Mephisto, it's a cool book, and it's a great cover. And I was like, yeah, I think I might be buying this here pretty soon. And I was kind of, I don't know if I was weighing between this and that book or whatever the deal was, But I was literally getting ready to do it, and then everyone started talking about Mephisto being in WandaVision. That book skyrocketed, and I was like, well, not right now. But yeah, definitely a very, very cool book to get. And I don't know, I might have a nice little Silver Surfer collection on my wall here at some point, because the next book on the list is Silver Surfer 1. Now, this is, his first solo series. Again, with these books, especially the number 1, I think I have to go back and review the prices. I'm pretty sure 1's the pricier book of all these, so a 3 is fine with me. The thing is, I really care less about the grade and more about the presentability, because again, like this Star Wars 68, I almost called it 42. The Star Wars 68 is a 3.0, and it's gorgeous. Like, it presents so incredibly well. Even, like, you're seeing it on a screen and it's a small part of it or whatever. Even when you're holding it, like, it's a gorgeous looking book. The back cover is atrocious. Back cover is destroyed, basically. But the front cover, which is what all that I see, it's all that you see, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's fine by me. It looks great. I think the color on it's beautiful. And so just different things when you're grading a book. Basically, you're taking all the imperfections from it, and you're knocking off points because of that. But just because you have 2 3-0s doesn't mean that they're going to look the same. It's very probable that one's going to present better. God, I can't talk today. But anyway, so I mean, the number matters to me, but also I'll look through. If I'm looking on eBay or something, I'm not just looking for the best 3.0 price necessarily. I go through and I'm comparing. And I'm like, how's the color look on this one? Is there a really big ugly crease in somewhere? Unfortunate, like there's certain areas where it's like those imperfections really hurt the attractiveness of a book. And because even like my Journey into Mystery 83 here, like the worst parts of it are the corners and edges and everything, and the main middle part of the picture is pretty good looking, except for there's a chip over here, which you can't see right now, but there's a pretty big chip out of the cover. That's taken away where it says Thor. It's missing some of the T and stuff, but again, that's a book that it doesn't really matter. I'm just happy to have it. But just to kind of give you an example of how a couple of examples, I guess, of how low grade books can still present absolutely gorgeously. So moving on with the Silver Surfer train, which is pretty much the rest of this list. I don't know why. It's like I said, Silver Surfer isn't even my favorite hero or nothing. There's just something in my brain that's like, Silver Surfer, you must get it. But moving on with Fantastic Four number 50. This is Surfer's first cover appearance. I think it's a gorgeous cover. I really, really like it. I don't know, and I have a problem right now. That's all I got for you. And moving on with this, it's going to become obvious what the last couple are, because we're moving on to Fantastic Four 49, which is the first appearance of Galactus. And then, you already know the last one. It's Fantastic Four 48, first appearance of Silver Surfer. I would really like to get this little trio. It's a nice little set of 3 that are pretty good looking books, all together. Which, funnily enough, my favorite cover of all of these is probably the 48 with the big Watcher over the top, and what does it say? Something. Here comes Galactus or something, or beware Galactus. I can't remember. Something like that. But I just think it's a really striking, dynamic image, and I think it's super, super cool looking. So it's awesome when you have this beautiful cover that's also the first appearance of Silver Surfer. It's just like, wow, what a win. You know what I mean? Because obviously, most of the time, you want that first appearance to also be first cover appearance. It just feels really nice, but you don't feel bad about it when it's like, it's not his first cover appearance, but check out this awesome, super iconic pose of the Watcher. Super, super cool book. And so that concludes 10 keys. I guess I want to call it 10 more keys that I want to pick up in 2022. Now these are all big boy books. Been varying degrees, and again, I feel like most of them are older books, minus the Clone Wars 1 and the first 2 that I called off. The Clone Wars 1 and the Edge of Spider-Verse 2. And so those books, again, I would want like 9 plus, and then everything else, 3 to 5 is okay with me. Part of it's like, what kind of a deal can I get? But like I said as well, how well does that book present? Because you could even have a 3.0 that presents better than a 5.0. Not saying that would be easy to do, but it's possible, So that's all I got for today. As always with these types of videos, do you have any goals that you're looking for to complete in the rest of your year? What, even if it's just a single book, if you have, I guess don't comment 1 million books in the comment, that'll take you forever. But if you have a few books you're looking for this year, or like I said, even if it's just a single grail that you have your mind focused on. And again, after really, selling off a bunch of stuff and thinking that I might be going crazy, pushing myself to get this Journey Mystery 83, I highly encourage, if you have that opportunity, push yourself to get these awesome grails that you really want to add to your collection. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy to actually own a book that I didn't think I would own for many, 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 many years, at least, you know, if at all. So that's going to be it, though, for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all had a good free comic book day, by the way. That was yesterday. And I'll see you next time.